Hello everyone, good morning. Hey Valder, hey John, Richard, Sam, Austin, Una, it's good to see you. Hello OC May. Hello Valder. I'm gonna wait and make sure that everything is good this morning. I see that I am live and I don't believe that the music is drowning me out. I'm 100% paranoid about it now. Camilo, it's good to see you. Johnny, welcome back. So many familiar faces in chat. I'm super excited about today. As you guys may have seen on the DCC page, today's challenge is John Wick themed. So all you John Wick fans should be pretty pumped about today. I am your host for the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge. My name is Voodoo Val, and today's the last challenge. The last challenge, guys. Well, not the last Photoshop challenge ever, but for this round, this wave of challenges, today is going to be the last one. Which John Wick duotone will be your inspiration? Today's challenge is inspired by all of the branding for the new John Wick movie, because they've got like a lot of really great duotone scenes and stuff for their posters, and we'll even be using the same font that they use for a lot of the promotional material today. So I'm really pumped. We're gonna jump into the DCC page real quick to kind of give you guys a brief overview, check out the Discord, and then we're gonna jump right into the challenge. So if you haven't already, I'm going to bring you over to the DCC page, which looks like this. Let me pull this over here and click over on my stream here. Ta-da! All right, so behance.net/challenge/Photoshop is where you will be able to find all the information on the previous challenges. Our final challenge of the 2-week period has been unlocked, so all of the challenges are here. If you missed all of the challenges, or you missed some of the challenges, or you've fallen a little bit behind in participating and creating your entries, you can always come back to this page and click watch video so that you can get all the previous broadcasts and follow along with me. And if you are following along, or if you're, like I said, slightly behind, there are places for you to post your work in the Discord, which you can access by either going to join us down here at the bottom, or by clicking the community chat button at the top of the page there. And that will take you to right here, our Discord. This is the past feedback section here, channel. So if you are behind, this is where you can post all your stuff. We've got, Kevin has been going crazy with these awesome glitch effect videos. Oh, I can turn it down just a little bit, Rom. There we go. Hopefully that's good. Also, welcome in. I'm glad that you're here with us today. This is the past challenge feedback section, where if you're a little bit behind, you can be posting things to still get feedback on, or you can go to the design feedback, where everyone is posting all of their current projects, which we've already got some in. This looks great. I'm loving this. We've already got some stuff in for today, as well as some inspiration from Ken Crowley. It looks like this is awesome. We're going to be doing more of this John Wick 3 kind of thing here. But yeah, so I'm going to pull up my image that I'm going to work on today. You folks can feel free to choose whatever it is you would like to work with, but I've got this cool, nifty little guy. He looks like a kind of superhero of some sort. I don't think that he's a specific superhero, but we're gonna call him Green Guy for today. And I'm gonna actually make sure that this is up here in my corner so that you folks can see all of my keystrokes and shortcuts. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do here is I'm gonna unlock this, and I'm gonna rename this background in caps, because that's how I like to organize my layers. Boom. And I'm actually going to duplicate this, so I'm going to go Control J, like so, so that I have a copy here. And I'm going to call this Duotone. just to keep everything, oops, not with caps, duotones, just so I can keep that separate. And then I'm going to right click this and I'm going to make it a smart object. And the reason why I do this is because whenever you're working on things and you're applying tons of different filters and whatnot to your images, it really helps if you can toggle them on and off and kind of go back and work very non-destructively. Otherwise, even if you have the original image, it can just get kind of confusing. Your files get a little bit muddy, and this is just kind of a better way of doing things. So we are going to apply a duotone with gradients on this. And I've seen a lot of people do this before where they just change the entire image to one single tone and then overlay stuff with blending modes, which we've been doing a lot of during the 2 weeks. But for today, we're actually going to come up here to Image Adjustments, and we're going to go down to Gradient Map. We're going to apply a gradient map. I'm going to bump him over here so we can see and pull this over here. Now, I'm going to click this so that I can edit it, and you guys can kind of start from scratch choosing the colors that you want for your gradient map. Or you can do what I'm going to do today, and I'm going to select one of these that's already here. And then I'm going to work with that because I do like the orange and I do like the purple. I just think it needs a little more yellow and red. So I'm going to bump this in here, and I'm going to click right there, and then I'm going to double click this, and I'm going to bring this up to more of a yellow just to get like some of that cool gold in the sky back there. And then I'm even going to click this purple, and I think I might bump this up into like this color here just to get it more of like a reddish kind of vibe like that. And I'm going to hit OK. And you can actually grab these little brackets here in between your colors, these little midpoints, and you can actually drag this in and dictate how dramatic that gradient and transition is between your colors, by the way. And it gets, for me, it gets a little confusing when I have tons of colors. Let's see, I'm going to say OK on this, and I'm going to say OK, and then we're going to come in here and edit this right quick just so I can show you how it looks when you have tons of different colors. I would never choose this color combo for a project, but once you get tons of colors going on in here, it really is very nice to be able to have a say in what the transition looks like, but we're not gonna add all of the blue and crazy yellow into here. Also, keep in mind you can apply the dither options and the reverse option as well if you would like to see your colors for your gradient map applied in different ways, which is super cool. I can't wait to see your experiments with this, but we're gonna go ahead and say that this is okay. Now, this is pretty cool. I like the colors. It kind of has that cool John Wick vibe that we're going for, but I want to spice it up a little bit more. And the way I'm going to do that actually is I would like to bring out more of the colors of our actual character here instead of making him the exact same color as the foreground and background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide that duotone real quick, and I am going to come in here with my quick selection tool, which is just W on your keyboard. I'm gonna take off my caps, and I'm gonna select him out of this background here. Now I'm gonna do this pretty like quick and dirty, you know. I think I've been kind of reiterating that for a lot of these selection bits, a lot of things I would probably take a little bit more time to select just to make things really clean and crisp, but for the sake of the time that we have today, I'm just going to be doing things very quickly and then kind of tuning them up later. But I'm going to select him out of here. I'm just using my lasso tool, which you guys can find in your own setup by clicking L. And I'm gonna snag him out here, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag him above our duotone layer, and I'm gonna turn him on a lower opacity just so that we can get a little bit of this cool green color in. And as always, there's so many ways that you guys can select things and and edit your images. I'm kind of just always defaulting to whatever is the quickest for me, and using the tools that are most familiar to me, but you guys might want to go in and use some of the fancier tools that we've used in previous challenges for selection. Whatever you folks want to do is cool, because even though I am laying out guidelines for these challenges, you folks are more than willing or more than welcome to sort of do your own thing and find what works best for you. I'm gonna select his wee little boots here. Just really quickly, as fast as I possibly can. I probably could benefit from going through and doing this a little bit better. I'm gonna right click and say select inverse here so that I really am just selecting from him. Let's see, there we go. I apologize ahead of time for all of you selection masters out there who are giving a facepalm right now to my quick selections. And I know that there's going to be at least one person in chat who's like, there's still a pixel left of that concrete wall! Alright, so I'm also going to erase a lot of this around the edges, so it's not really super necessary that we make this extra clean. Alright, get around his body there. Boom, that's good enough for me for now. And I'm going to make sure his head is selected in there, and I'm just going to hit Control J. And I think I bumped this over just a little bit, so I'm going to grab this and move it back over into the center of our canvas. Alright, so now I have my little guy. I'm going to bump him up on top of our duotones and turn that back on. And then I'm going to move him over because I did jumble him just a little bit. And I just kind of use anytime I offset something by accident, I use my arrow keys to move things back and forth just to get things a little more precise. But that works for me. And then I'm going to turn him on a lower opacity. Boom. And you can come in and maybe add some more shadows around him just to keep everything looking like a little darker in the shadow area there to blend it in a little more. I might come in, if I press E on my keyboard, I can open my eraser. And then come in and kind of trim some things away or kind of blend it a little bit more. Some people like to use the brush and the eraser tool when it comes to compositing photos together. Some people prefer to use more of like the lasso or the polygonal lasso tool just to trim things away and hack things apart. Whatever is best for you. I'm just going to kind of erase around the edges to blend it in just a tiny bit so that it kind of gets just a little bit of that purple mixed in with the black around his legs. And that is going to be good enough for me. So now we have just a little bit of his green mixed in there with the duotone. I turned it down to about like a 50% just to blend that color in. And I like that quite well, but we still kind of need to add some cool action superhero text. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crop my piece real quick, because even though this is a pretty rad image, I don't really need everything that's above and below him. So I'm going to hit C for my crop tool, and I'm going to bring the top and bottom closer to our character here and hit enter. And remember, you might want to pay attention to rather delete cropped pixels is selected or not selected, because if you want to keep everything that is not showing on your canvas so that you can still drag things over, or you can change things that you've done, you probably don't want to have that clicked. I know that I'm not going to go back to any of those other pieces for today, so it's fine with me that I have delete cropped pixels selected, which means if I hit C, again, there's nothing on the outside of my canvas anymore. But that's up to you. So I think, let's see, we need to add text, and another thing that you can do, which I did want to bring up, is some of you might want to add a little more dramatic sky texture, or whatever sort of element that you have in your piece. And I do actually have this interesting sky over here that I kind of wanted to play with just to add a little bit of dramatic clouds in the background, because even though this looks pretty cool back here, it's kind of empty up at the top, and it might be nice to add just a little more texture. So maybe we'll do that before we add our text. I'm going to do my quick selection tool, and I am going to just select my sky. I'm going to press L, grab my lasso tool, and then just really quick right around him, I'm going to remove him from that background, because we're going to do what we did yesterday, and that was the paste into, just to add the image directly into the sky here. So that's cool. I'm going to go back to my quick selection. I'm going to use the brackets to turn that down a little bit, and I'm going to click in there. I might even zoom in super quick here and go like that. I'll probably clean it up a little bit later, but this is good enough for me right now. And then I'm going to go Control-Shift in to make a new layer, and then I'm going to open my sky here just by double-clicking it in my libraries. I'm going to say Control-A to select my entire canvas, and Control-C to copy. And then I'm going to come back over here to my superhero, and I'm going to say Control-Shift-Alt-V for paste into. And that adds my sky picture directly into the sky behind him. I'm going to flip horizontal just to bring in some of this texture above. And I might even flip vertical as well, just to get all of that cool sky texture right up there. I'm going to hit enter, and then I'm going to find a blending mode that I like for this. If you're on a Mac, you can open the blending modes and kind of cycle through like so, because it'll all preview for you. But if you're on a PC, you can actually just highlight your blending mode selection where the blue has selected it all the way around, and then you can toggle through with your arrow keys if you prefer. And I'm going to find a blending mode that I like. Overlay actually looks pretty cool. Soft light I think is a little more subtle, so I'm going to go with that, and I'm even going to turn the opacity down just slightly, just because I want a little more variation in that texture up in the corner. And I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to group these together here and call this added texture and color, so I know what's in there. And now it's time for text. So the font on the actual promo images for the John Wick posters is actually called, let me pull this up here, it's called Dharma Gothic, and it's a pretty neat font. So I'm going to use some different font sizes and some different font colors to make this look like a pretty cool promo, similar to how they did for the John Wick project. And I'm going to write here, just click in with my text tool that you can select by pressing T on your keyboard. And I'm going to say, every story needs a hero. And then I'm going to click my layer here and do Control T for transform and resize here. And then I'm going to change this to a white font, and I'm going to bump the type down to like a, let's see, like a light italic. I'm going to come into my character panel and edit the character settings as well. And you can actually find your character panel, like I said yesterday, by just going up to Window and scrolling down to Character, and that will open it up for you, because it might not be in your workspace already. And I'm going to turn this setting, the space setting, down to 0, so it's at its intended spacing. And I'm going to make it a little bit longer. Boom. Every story needs a hero. And then I'm going to hit again here. I'm going to say it's totally not. And I'm going to do Control T and resize that out. And then I'm going to put this on a thinner text here. Let's see, maybe we can do like thin italic and make it just a little bit smaller. It's totally not. And then I'm going to say this guy We're gonna bump that up a little larger. We're gonna make this really bold and purple. So we'll come over here to heavy italic, and then I'm going to hit my color up here, and I'm gonna sample this purple color because I like it. And I'm even gonna change the spacing of this one to like a 75. Boom. It's totally not this guy. And then I'm gonna duplicate the totally not here because I like that size. And I'm gonna say, but he sure looks cool. Boom. And I might make this a little bit thicker. Let's do a light italic. And you don't have to use as many font types as I did. I just really like to experiment with it because I like this font pretty well. But that is my little action type there. Every story needs a hero. It's totally not this guy, but he sure looks cool. And I think that that is going to do it for my little action John Wick-esque promo. I think it looks pretty neat. Cool PC tip. Yeah, I always work on PC because I'm a gamer, so I got to stick with my Windows machine. And there are some nifty little quirks and things within Photoshop for PC, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I hope you guys like my little tagline. I'm gonna go ahead and save my piece by going Control S. Let me actually group all this and call this text. Just to keep this nice text, boom. And I'm gonna say Control Shift S, let's do a save as. I'm gonna come up here and navigate to my challenge folder. Boom, I'm gonna save it as a PSD, and then I'm going to save it again as a JPEG so that I can upload it to Behance and Discord. Let's see. Save. Okay, and then I'm gonna pull up my Behance. Let me grab my window over here, drag it down. And then remember, you can edit your Photoshop DCC challenge project that we have been updating by just hovering over the gear and hitting edit. And then I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and put my last challenge entry for this round of challenges. Let's see. We're going to call this John Wick style poster. Boom. And then I'm going to hit my upload button here. I'm going to navigate to all of my thing here, and I'm going to grab my stream piece and go ahead and upload it. I'm going to bump my picture in, and while that is uploading, I'm going to put my piece on Discord. So scroll down to the bottom here. Oh, this is cool! Be kind to animals or I will kill you. That is a very John Wick 1 shout out quote for this poster, Henneth. Very well done. I'm gonna hit my little plus button here, and I am going to pull up my piece yet again. Boom. And I'm gonna say, here is my entry for today. Make sure I spell everything right. And there we go. So now I've finished my final challenge, challenge number 9. I'm very sad that we've come to an end, but never fear, guys. We have tons more challenges and things in store for you in the future. And I will be back, as well as all of the other awesome folks who do the Photoshop challenges with you guys. Can't wait to see the kind of posters that you folks choose. As you can see by what I did, even though this is a John Wick inspired challenge, you guys don't have to do John Wick things. You guys can choose whatever you want. Again, join the Discord to share your challenges with me. It's just bit.ly/psdiscord in order to jump in there. And this has been a blast. No problem, Archibald. No problem, Gerard. It's my pleasure. I was super happy to get to do this again, and it's been super fun. I hope you guys have enjoyed the challenges. Please stay tuned, because later on today, Melody is going to be back with her final challenge for the XD Daily Creative Challenge, and it's going to be awesome. So until next time, folks, I'll probably be seeing you next week, and many, many times after that. Adios, everyone.